another batch of monster problems. When you guys, long ago, this problem kicked your butt. It did, I'm sorry. But now, you're smarter. So let's, whoa, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What is happening? I have no idea what just happened. Did you see it turn like 12 pages?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, computer. All right. No, we'll just keep that. Let's start the problem. Okay. Here's your chance to participate. Anyone who feels like it, all you have to do is raise their hand and speak loudly so we can get you on the video. Who would like to read the top line of the problem? Go ahead, Damien, nice and loud.
Jane, Marco, and Myra?
Yeah, Myra, I think.
Myra each cut a length of wire for a electric project.
Electronics project. All right. So we've got Jin, we've got Marco, and we've got Myra. Now they're going to give us some information about their wire, okay? Let's take very careful track of, this information. Who wants to read like the first bullet, the first clue? Soph?
Jin's wire was 2,500 of a meter long.
Do you know how to write that in a decimal, Soph? 2,500ths?
0.25.
0.25. Great job. You start off, that's going to help you get it right. Who can read the second bullet? Nice and loud, pretty please. Danny.
Marco's wire was 3/10 of a meter long.
That's right, 3/10 of a meter long. Do you know how to write that decimal?
0.3.
0.3. And what would be nice to know about that 0.3?
The 0.3 is actually a 30.
The 0.3 is actually a 30. Guys, when you first took this question, you didn't know anything about that. And now look at you. Now look at you. Now you're just going through it, no problem. How about the last bullet? Destiny.
Myra's wire was 0.2 meters long.
Well, they already give us the 0.2, but what would also be helpful to know about that 0.2? Brianna.
That it's actually a 20?
It's actually a 20, exactly. It's crazy to think that when you first took this problem, did this problem in like August or whatever, you probably read it and you're like, what? Yeah. Now you're like, oh, I can see these decimals. I know what these decimals are. Now, let's see what they want us to do. Which statements are true? Mark all that apply. So we'll either give it a green check or a red X. One by one, read it very carefully. Marco's wire is shorter than Jin's wire. True or false? Matthew.
False.
False, because Marco's is 30, but Jin's is only...
25.
So Marco's wire is not shorter. Get out of town. Oh, not a green X. That's confusing. Get out of town. All right, B. Marco's wire is the longest. Hema.
Yes.
It is, because 30 is the biggest one, right? So you'd bubble that one in. Imagine if you didn't know about the invisible zero. You'd never get that one right, because you would think it's a 3, not a 30. C. Jin's wire is longer than Myra's wire. Martin.
Yes.
Yes, it is. 25 is longer than
30.
20. D. Myra's wire is the longest. Well, we already know who's the longest is. So, Joseph?
No.
False.
No.
Now, let me caution one thing. They gave us these clues. Can you imagine going through this list of true or false without this little thing here to help you? Wasn't that very useful to have right there?
Yes.
So you could check for 25, 30, and 20?
Yes.
But we had to make that, right?
Yes.
So I hope when you get a problem like this in the future, you don't just try to do it all in your head. Write it down on the side. Help yourself remember the important information and get everything right. That was perfect, guys. Let's do one more multiple choice, and then we're done with our video. It is a little harder, though, because you're going to have to remember something that you might not remember. Who remembers the area model for division? Like the big stupid box thing for division. It was quite some time ago. The bad news is, it's one of the tougher things a fourth grader has to learn. One of the toughest things in math. The good news is, this isn't even asking you to divide. It's asking you the final step only. It did all the work for you already, and it just wants to know what the final step is. This model shows one way to find the quotient of 7,848 divided by 4. Which equation shows the final step in finding the quotient? Do you guys remember what the final step in an area model was? Raise your hand if you think you can describe it. Ooh, I got no hands. Remember our deal about participation? If nobody knows, we're going to be stuck here. Or Mr. Graham will just do it, but then our deal's broken. Jasmine? Jasmine's got a good start. You do, the final step in division area model is to add all the numbers up. The question is, which numbers? From where? What do you think? Do you know, Jasmine? Not sure? Aiden says he thinks he knows.
Those numbers on the top, in the middle, on the bottom, and then you add, so if you're cutting the 4, you go through the top, on the top of the line, and then the bottom of the line, the middle of the line.
You're describing it, I think, I'm not sure if you know it. How about this? Aiden's going to circle only the numbers he believes are supposed to be added together in this. Don't worry if it gets glitchy like that. Thank you. That's why I made Aiden circle. He's close. He's actually, his ideal was correct, but he's looking in the wrong place. In a different color, circle what you think you should be adding together. Ariel. It's okay, just circle, it'll catch up, yeah.
Okay.
You want me to do that for you? Now, Ariel's a little more correct to the right answer. She's very close. There's actually one thing she should not have circled. What do you think she should not have circled? Giancarlo?
The 4.
You're correct.
Yeah.
When you're adding up for the final step in the area model for division, wow, this is so glitchy, I apologize. You only add up the numbers on the very sides. Or if your area model's sideways, on the very top too. But you wouldn't add up the 4. You know why?
Why?
Because the 4 is doing a different job. The 4 is the one that's doing all the dividing. So you have to add up just the things on the sides. Now that you know that, now that you know that you're only adding up the things on the sides, which option, A, B, C, or D, shows the final step for division with the area model? Someone who hasn't had a chance to speak yet? Rodrigo. B. C. Okay. C. 1,900. 1,900. 60. 60. 2. 2. That 8 is inside the box, Rodrigo. We don't want it, actually. We don't want it. Eric. It's B?
Yes.
All right. 1,900. 1,900. 60, 60. 2, 2. 4. We already talked about how we're not adding that 4. That 4 is the divisor. So, I mean, that's 2 in a row that it's not, so it's getting narrowed down. We know none of the other ones left over are correct. Sammy, D. 1900, 1900. 60, 60. 2, 2. Yep, the answer is D.
Yay.
Good job, guys. Looks like we'll have to review some division area models soon. That's all the questions we're going to do today. Everybody say bye, class.
Bye.
That was a really good bye, guys.